When we come in to look at a job, we look at the whole job and then see if there is any environmental impacts that we can prevent.
They walk the jobs very thoroughly before they even start them, and they bring their concerns and questions before they even usually accept in the contracts.
2022 was a really wet year. When we first came in here to look at the job, there was quite a bit of wet areas. The ditch line was running pretty full, and that was in January. The Weyerhaeuser and us decided not to do the job in January because it was too wet, and we got a non-fish creek right below us, and we would have got sediment into the creeks. We ended up going to a different job and then coming back in May.
It's a steep unit. Even in May with the heavy rainfall, there was worry about sediment delivery, even water coming off the unit down into the ditch lines. Prior to that, Mike had discussed with us of coming up with a plan to put in sumps, holding ponds to hold water and try to get it to filter out.
You dig a pond, or the ditch line, you dig a pond so the water can go in there, and the sediment can silt and go to the bottom. This circumstance right here, they had 3 sediment ponds, so it had 3 sediment places.
We brought in bales of straw to put in between those sumps to help filter that out. Mike brought in pumps to divert water from those.
The innovative system of putting the volume pump into the muddy ditch water and then pumping the water through the culvert and into the vegetation, so that we're not even relying on cross streams and natural vegetation to filter the water. He knows where that ditch water is going.
We had days where it was, excessive rainfall that they had shut down the hauling just due to the worry of potential delivery.
One thing about F&B logging, it's our whole crew that's always worried about the environment. It's not just myself. You got guys that run loaders that, sometimes they got to make the call. It makes them a little nervous, say, hey, we got to shut down. And I said, I tell them, if you think you got to shut down, just shut it down. There's no reason to impact the environment for a few loads of logs.
They are very good loggers. They've been with him a very long time, and everybody on the crew cares about the job and the environment.
And they did a good job protecting that lower non-fish and keeping that sediment out of the creek.
F&B was extremely successful in meeting the forest practices requirements for stream protection, mostly because he identified areas in ways that the road could be improved so we could have more hauling on wet weather days. And he is very, very conscientious and will shut down hauling on days where he feels that the roads are just too wet or the ditches are running just too high and there's just too much risk in getting sediment into the waters of the state.
Shutting down is the right thing to do. If it's for the future and for the land, for the fish, the right thing to do. Don't just keep powering through it and make sediment getting in the creek. We've determined there was a slide area.
When he says, hey, we have a potential high landslide area or we have some land movement, we probably shouldn't get in there and cut, that I trust his decision.
And we ended up making a cutting line around the slide area and left the tree standing, and hopefully the root system will protect it from sliding.
He protected the lower non-fish, did a good job keeping the ditch lines clear and shutting down haul. He put priority to the resource and not just production. And I'm extremely happy with the way they logged it. It looks phenomenal.
They're just outstanding loggers, extremely consistent, and it's each and every job is this way. The consistency is just outstanding. Mike
cares. He cares about this industry. He cares about his crew. He cares about what he does. There's a lot of pride that goes into it.
If there wasn't a Forest Practice Act telling you can't do it, we'd still do it. Because I got grandkids that want to fish, and I want to fish, and my kids want to fish, and So, you know, you always want to protect the environment as best you can.